the news. Now, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has reiterated his administration's commitment to deliver the ongoing Port Harcourt Ring Road project by October this year. Governor Fubara gave the assurance during an inspection tour on Tuesday. He explained that the ring road is significant and will benefit every resident of the state, added that the idea was proposed by the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike.
I strongly believe that this promise that we made to our people will deliver it by October, God willing. This project is very important, considering the person who conceived it, my Honorable Minister. He had a very big vision. He believed that if I achieve this project at record time, Rivers people will be happy with me. Notwithstanding whatever is happening, it is also my wish and my struggle to ensure that that wish comes to be. So you can understand the importance of this project to us and to everyone who means well to their states.
The FCT Minister Nyesom Wike says the long-running political crisis in Rivers State may soon come to an end after President Bola Tinubu stepped in again to help resolve the problem. This comes as reports claim that Tinubu, Wike and Fubara met on Sunday night at the presidential villa in Abuja. Addressing journalists in Abuja on Tuesday, Wike said he believes this will be the last time that Tinubu will intervene in the ongoing political crisis between Governor Fubara and the state legislature.
If there seems to be a problem between the legislature and the governor, and the father, they really have to intervene. I remember this is the second time Mr. President intervened. I believe by the grace of God, this will be the last time. I believe that the assembly have told them to obey Mr. President. I know they will not hesitate, and I also believe that the governor will carry out some part to make sure that this is the final time Rivers people will need to hear this kind of discord.
Well, reports from the nation newspapers suggest Governor Fubara may likely forward the list of commissioners to the House of Assembly this week for lawmakers' consideration and approval. This latest intervention makes it the third time President Tinubu has stepped into the Rivers political crisis. Now, but even as leaders shake hands and in Abuja, reactions on the streets of Rivers State remain divided. The National Treasurer of the Ijaw National Congress, Philip Brown, tells correspondent Shebi that the agreement should not be seen as genuine peace, but as a temporary arrangement aimed at restoring governance in the state.
The way I see it from my own perspective, the president is the beneficiary of what is now called a peace that is brokered. I don't even see it as a peace being brokered, because when a negotiation between two parties is going on and the negotiation is lopsided, it's not a good negotiation. So when you call it peace, I don't see it as peace. It's just a temporal way of maybe administering the state.
Brown also warned that the people of Rivers State, not political heavyweights, will decide who becomes president in 2027.
It is not the Federal Capital Territory Minister, Nyesom Wike, or the governor that has the final say. It is the people of Rivers State that will have the final say. We are not their stooges that they can use anytime in any way they like. The people of Rivers State will decide who will be their president when the time comes. So this message is to the three of them, particularly to the president. Politically, that's a mirage.
Well, also reacting, a Port Harcourt-based human rights lawyer, Chatamwala, said President Tinubu is the major beneficiary of the political settlement. He said the intervention now places the president in a position to influence the political future of Rivers State.
But today you see the governor is shouting on your mandate. The minister is shouting on your mandate. The president is now the one calling the shots. The president will now be the one to determine and decide who becomes governor of Rivers State, who produces what. When there is a crisis, everybody runs to the president to solve the problem. And whatever the president talks, that is what happens. So we are now an appendage of the president. The president determines our politics. He determines everything. Rivers will determine nothing. The president is the one who determines everything as at today. The greatest beneficiary of our crisis is the president.
But still on the crisis, a public affairs analyst, Opunabo Nkotaria, says lasting peace in Rivers State can only come when the law is respected and leaders put the state first. Now, Nkotaria said President Tinubu must caution the FCT minister to allow Governor Fubara to govern without interference, warning that political pressure weakens the authority of the governor.
It's a master-servant relationship. Whatever he needs to do, I must give my consent. And that is what is causing the problem. So no matter what they do, unless Mr. President calls the FCT minister to order, instructing him to allow the governor this, it's going to be like pouring water on the back of a dog fowl. It's going to be a sleeping illusion. Unless he wants the governor to capitulate completely to the FCT minister. In other words, whatever, even if you have to brief, you must take permission from the FCT minister. I just hope that this time around, the president would have also told the FCT minister to appreciate his limit and allow the governor to govern. He should appreciate his limit. He was once a governor.
Inkotaria added that the governor's move for peace is not weakness, but a deliberate attempt to free the state from political control by powerful interest.
Appreciate these two issues. The governor is not weak. At the same time, he is ready for peace. But the truth is, he will not sacrifice the state in the interest of peace. What is going on is not a personal battle as far as the governor is concerned. It has to do with capture of the state, which the governor has been resisting. State capture. That's what he has been resisting. While the FCT minister is interested in state capture. So this whole issue of peace, to me is like I call it a fleeting illusion. It's like batting on the sticky wicket. The president will have to give a directive, an instruction to his employee to say, sir, if we have crisis again in River State, I'll hold you responsible. If that happens, I will tell you there will be peace in River State.
Now, from power tussles to election matters now. The African Democratic Congress, ADC in River State, says the Independent National Electoral Commission has promised to address the exclusion of the party's candidate from the list for the forthcoming by-elections in 2 constituencies. The party's spokesperson, Lucky Manigila, told correspondents Yobiruwari that ADC submitted its nomination forms, but its candidates were left out of the list released last Saturday.
INEC has assured us that within this week it will be resolved. They blamed it on the system glitch. They're having 1 or 2 issues. However, we fielded candidates for both constituencies and they have assured us that it will be sorted out and everything will be okay before the end of this week. The party leadership is working closely with INEC to ensure that these issues are resolved, and there are people that are fielded by the party will, of course, participate in the election.
Igila described the omission as an attempt to deny ADC candidates who he said are widely accepted by their constituents the opportunity to participate in the by-election.
Our candidates that we fielded are very, very visible. They are very popular candidates within their constituencies. For example, Mrs. Juliet Wazo, who is a candidate for the Kana constituency too, is a very, very popular person, known by her people. We have Ifechukwu from Lahoda East also. And these are popular candidates. And I don't see any other candidates standing before them. That's just the bitter truth. So whatever is going on now are just tactics from... We don't know where they are coming from.
Moving on now, Governor Siminalayi Fubara has approved the appointment of 5 persons as permanent secretaries in the state civil service. The governor, in a statement signed by the head of service, Dr. Iningi Brown, named the appointees as Dr. Nwachukwu Nwogu, Eke Cordelia Uwuma, Obunna Anthony, Dr. Dim Jaja Menagogo, and Ozo Henry. The statement said Governor Fubara will inaugurate the appointees today, Wednesday. Let's go on a quick break now. When we return, commercial drivers raise alarm over attacks on Abua Ahoda Road in River State. Stay with us. You're welcome back. Now, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has faulted the Senate for not authorizing real-time transmission of election results to the Independent National Electoral Commission's result viewing portal. Speaking with journalists on Tuesday in Minna, Niger State, after meeting former head of state Ibrahim Babangida, Abubakar said the Senate's decision will cause confusion in the electoral system. He called on opposition political parties to rally against the Senate decision and demand real-time transmission of election results. Well, also faulting the Senate is a member of the African Democratic Congress, Kenneth Okonkwo, who has asked the Senate to remove the manual clause in the transmission of results. Okonkwo made the call on Tuesday during an interview on Channels Television. He said the House of Representatives should go further to say that where it is not possible to transmit from the polling unit, the election should be cancelled. When asked if it would be fair to cancel an entire process where electronic transmission of results doesn't happen, Okonkwo said the reason for accreditation and voting is for the result. And now the Senate has defended the amendment to the Electoral Act, saying the lawmakers painstakingly worked for the best interest of Nigerians. The spokesperson of the Senate, Yemi Adaramodu, made this known in an interview. He said a small group is making too much noise about the issue, but they do not make the laws. The Ekiti South senator added that making laws is not something done carelessly, like eating amala. On Tuesday, the Senate reversed its earlier decision on the Electoral Act amendment, reopening the door for electronic transmission of the election results. Lawmakers re-amended the law to allow results to be sent electronically from polling units to INEC's IREF portal. Well, however, the Senate said where the internet fails, Form EC-8A will still be used. Senate President Godswill Akpabio said President Tinubu is expected to sign the amended law this month. The Senate has also set up a committee to work with the House of Representatives on the amendment. Away from politics now, the U.S. will send 200 troops to Nigeria to train the country's military as the West African nation battles insurgents across swaths of the Northern Territory. According to Reuters, a U.S. official said the troops will supplement a handful of United States military personnel already on the ground in Nigeria. The deployment will follow increased security partnership between both nations since U.S. President Donald Trump redesignated Nigeria as a country of particular concern over Christian genocide claims. Let's move to security concerns on our roads. Commercial drivers operating from various motor parks in Port Harcourt have expressed fear over traveling along the Abua-Ahola Road due to persistent insecurity in the area. Speaking in an interview with correspondent Nnamdi Wala, the driver said they are frequently attacked armed hoodlums who assault them and rob both drivers and passengers of their valuables whenever they ply the route. They appealed to the government at all levels and security agencies to urgently step up security measures to ensure the safety of motorists and other road users along the Abua-Ahola Road.
The Ahoda road, we drive with fear on that road. Anytime we move on that road, we're scared of those bad boys from Edoha, Okporogo. They rob us, collect money from drivers' phones, beat us, join, collect handset.
Any driver going there with fear. Only God help us. So we are now crying for the government to come and intervene.
Once I move, I use my head, watch out the road there. The security that are there, they are always securing pipeline. They don't have time for the drivers. We have 2 checking points, army checking point. They are only on pipeline. So we need extra security that will check the Abua Degema Ahoda Road.
Sometimes you go, some group of boys will come out for road, attack the driver and the passengers.
Government say make everybody drop arm, but they kidnap my brother. Up till now we never see him. And when we carry motor they go, they always rob us.
And still on community concerns, residents of Krakama in Asaritora local government area are calling for stalled development projects to resume. A native of the community, young Lord Gainer, appealed to the River State government to revisit the suspended internal road project awarded by the former sole administrator. He said the project was stopped without any clear explanation and that effort to get answers from the government have failed since the return of Governor Fubara. Lord Gainer also claimed that the contractor had been paid about 50% before work was halted.
We have this internal road project that was awarded by the sole administrator. Resumption of our governor, his administration put it on hold. I don't know if it counts, but the entire community is completely messed up. The roads are unaccessible and it has life difficult for the inhabitants of the community to really go about. And then we have written extensively to the governor. I believe he has received some of our write-ups. People in the community are very much unhappy about the state of the project.
Now we move to a local government area where the council chairman Chima Boniface Njoko has issued a firm directive to all political appointees of the council to immediately move to Obibi, Okehi, and Iwodo to supervise the removal of all trees located under or close to the newly activated high-tension power lines. Njoko, in a statement, explained that the directive is necessary to prevent power disruptions and ensure the safety of lives and property. Njoko warned that any political appointee who fails to comply with this directive risks losing his or her appointment. He further called on HA residents to come out and clear all trees close to the high-tension power lines in their various communities, particularly Obibi, Okehi, Mba, Afara, Ndashe, Odufo, Nihi, Ahukabi, Abalo, and Ikem. The HA chairman cautioned that any community that fails to comply with this directive risks disconnection from the national grid, and no community should blame the executive chairman for any consequence arising from non-compliance. He urged all stakeholders to cooperate fully with the council, describing the exercise as a collective responsibility necessary for sustained power supply, safety, and development. Moving on now, the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has inaugurated the Real Estate Task Force on Counterfeit, Fake Drugs, and Unwholesome Processed Foods. The task force brings together representatives of NAFDAC, the River State Ministry of Health, the Pharmaceutical Council of Nigeria, the Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, and the Nigerian Police Force. Speaking at the inauguration, the Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Mojishola Ade, represented by the Director of South-South Zone, Chukwuma Oliwo, urged River State to take the lead in confronting the growing threat of counterfeit medicines and unsafe packaged foods, which she says endangers lives and undermine healthcare outcomes. In a statement by the Public Relations Officer, South-South Cyril Moye, Professor Ade says the mandate of the task force is to enforce standards, coordinate intelligence-driven surveillance, remove illegal product from circulation, and support legitimate manufacturers and traders by ensuring that their businesses are not undermined by counterfeiters and illegal operators. And now we go straight to business. The federal government has directed the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control to suspend all enforcement actions relating to the proposed ban on sachet alcohol and 200 ml PET bottle alcoholic product. The government also warned the agency to immediately stop sealing factories and warehouses over the issue. The directive was contained in a statement issued today, Wednesday, in Abuja by the Special Advisor on Public Affairs to the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Terence Kwanum. Kwanum said the order followed a joint intervention by the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation and the Office of the National Security Advisor, which raised concerns over the security implications of continued enforcement in the absence of fully implemented national alcohol policy. Well, Dangote Refinery has reduced the price of petrol by 25 naira per litre. The ex-depot price has dropped from 799 naira to 774 naira per litre. In a notice sent to marketers, the refinery said the new price takes effect immediately. It added that the special lifting incentive for petrol has now ended. The refinery said the price cut will help make locally refined petrol more competitive in the market. Observers say changes in petrol prices are mainly influenced by the exchange rate and global crude oil prices, among other factors. We go to entertainment now. Veteran Nollywood actor Peter Dochie has again denied rumors that he is dead, calling out those spreading the false report. In sports now, Chelsea missed the chance to move into the top four in the Premier League after throwing away a 2-goal lead against Leeds United at Stamford Bridge.
We bring you news from around the world.
Police say 9 people have been killed and 25 injured in related shootings at a school and home in Western Canada. 7 victims were fatally wounded at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School, while 2 bodies were found at the nearby residence. Authorities have not given their names or ages. An individual believed to be the shooter was also found dead with what appears to be a self-inflicted injury. Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney says he's devastated by today's horrific shootings as he suspended a planned trip to Germany. Well, on the news this afternoon, you heard Governor Fubara has inspected Port Harcourt Ring Road and has targeted October for its completion. He also told you that stakeholders are rejecting the manual collation and are insisting on real-time transmission of election results. We reported that commercial drivers are raising alarm over attacks on Abua Ahoda Road in River State. The federal government has ordered NECTA to suspend Saturday alcohol ban. On the foreign scene, 9 people have been killed and 25 people injured in shootings at a Canadian school and home. The news was edited by Martha Okere. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I am Ifechukwu Muonyili. Many thanks for listening.